It's a new week and we're gonna dive right in here. We got a lot going on in the kitchen tonight. Okay, it's a new week and we're gonna dive right in here. We got a lot going on in the kitchen tonight. It is Monday, Monday, November 10th. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm drinking some tea right now. This is the tea. I think I bought it with you guys when we went to Winco. The Throat Coat. Not my favorite tea. I don't like teas that taste like sweet or too florally, like too, I don't know. But I have that tickle in the back of your throat. You know that tickle in the back of your throat when it feels like you're about to get sick? So I'm drinking it. I'm sucking it up and I'm drinking it because it's supposed to be good to support throat health and immune function. So we're drinking that, we're sipping it. Before I get dinner going tonight, I have a loaf of sourdough that I started this morning, stretched and folded it this morning, and then I just let it sit on the counter all day. It's almost 4:30, so I need to shape it and get it in the bowl in the fridge for the night. So it's ready for soup and fresh bread tomorrow. That's what's on the menu for tomorrow. We were supposed to do a soup over the weekend, didn't get to it, so we're just moving it around a bit. So let me scrape this out and shape it. And then we're gonna move on. We've got salmon, crab, fresh crab that was just caught on Friday and needs to be eaten up soon. So, hold on, I got water boiling over there, but I'm not ready to be boiling yet. So, we had a very busy weekend. It was good busy. Actually, that's not true. Saturday was busy, Sunday was not. Sunday was a lazy day, which we definitely needed after a busy Saturday. But we're getting back to it. I'm trying to get back into some more scratch-made meals. Trying to muster up the desire to cook scratch-made meals again. I wasn't in the kitchen basically at all Sunday. My husband handled pretty much all of the food. We didn't eat like standard meals. It was very nice of him to handle it. Okay, we got that shaped. Definitely not any sort of professional manner to my sourdough. This is just novice baking 101. We'll wrap this up. And away it goes. And next is salmon. We'll get that prepared in just a second. All right, I got the oven preheated for this at 350 degrees. This is just a whole fillet of salmon. Again, I believe this was also from my in-laws. They are the seafood catchers in our family. That's not true, my dad does too, but my dad doesn't catch seafood that we want to eat. Sorry, Dad. Just putting avocado oil on it and Creole seasoning. The recipe that I am loosely following is, I don't know what this is from, but it's called pan-seared salmon with quick hollandaise and crispy capers. I'm just kind of following the general idea. I'm not following the recipe at all. I'm baking it instead of pan-searing it, but I'm gonna do a hollandaise sauce to put on top, and I've got some capers that I'm gonna crisp up in a pan to sprinkle over it because that sounds good. And it calls for Cajun seasoning, so here we go. This is going in the oven for 30 minutes. Okay, while that's in the oven, I'm gonna make the hollandaise sauce. I just looked up like a super simple hollandaise sauce. I think they're all super simple, but It just says put 3 yolks in, let's see, where's my directions? 3 yolks, a tablespoon of lemon juice, a teaspoon of Dijon mustard, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a pinch of seasoning. We're gonna use the Creole seasoning again. And a 1/2 cup of very hot butter. So you put everything except the hot butter in here, start whizzing it up, and then slowly add the very hot butter in, and you got voila, hollandaise sauce. So that should be pretty simple and easy. So I'm gonna get everything in here, get that going. I also have the last of our crab sitting in the sink here. I'm gonna crack that so all of the meat is out of it. So that'll be tedious. I'll work on that while the salmon's cooking. And then I have a pot of water going for the rice. We're gonna cook some jasmine rice, and then I'm gonna pan fry some asparagus. I got that sitting in a thing of water. That'll be quick. I'll do that, and then I'll do the capers in the same pan. And that's it for tonight's dinner. But then I'm also gonna cook up our soup that we're eating for tomorrow night, because I'm gonna be gone for most of the day tomorrow, and I don't know if I'll get home in time to start dinner and finish dinner before we have to leave for things. So I'm gonna do that, prep it ahead of time. It'll be in the fridge. We can pull it out, warm it up, have fresh bread. Everybody's happy. Oh, right in my eye. Such a pain in the butt. So much effort for so little payout.
We just ran up to a buck.
Did you?
Yeah.
At least it wasn't a bobcat. I forgot how much work this is. This is ridiculous. So much work for so small little hunks of meat. I don't even know what kind of crab this is. I don't know. Whatever lives in the Pacific Ocean. It's not Atlantic crab. That's all I know. I know we take our seafood for granted because we live by the ocean, but crab's just not worth it. It's not worth the effort, you guys. That was so much work. It took probably 20 minutes and I got this much, which probably looks like a lot, but it's not that much. But we'll munch on that with everything else that we got going. But let's start the hollandaise sauce. So, need eggs, just the yolks. I am warming up the butter in the microwave right now. White does not want it. There we go. 1. 2. 3. I'll save the whites for meringue or something. We always find a use for it. Or we just mix it up in some scrambled eggs. Tablespoon of lemon juice. Teaspoon of Dijon. Ah! Whoops. Okay, my butter is popping all over. And I got Dijon everywhere. Can't see it, but I did. 1/4 teaspoon salt. And then some of the Creole seasoning. Mix it up. Home stretch here, home stretch. We got the asparagus. I just need to pull the ends off of it. I've got butter melting in this cast iron skillet. I'm just gonna saute it real quick. The salmon buzzer is about to go off. So we're getting there. Looks like my hollandaise sauce turned out just fine. I've hardly taken a sip of my tea. It's cold now. That's okay. There's the salmon. I'm gonna throw this asparagus in real quick. Looks beautiful, beautiful. So we got the salmon. Here, I'll put it where you can see it. Whew. I'm gonna pour the hollandaise sauce on. Oh, this is what the hollandaise sauce turned out like. So it looks pretty good. On the very bottom, it was not mixed together, so I'm just trying to scrape it to mix it together. But, oh yeah, it's gonna be good and tasty. It's probably way too much sauce for this one salmon fillet, but the more the better, right? I'm gonna finish frying these up and then I'll show you what everything looks like. All right, we got ourselves a feast. Look at all this. So here's the capers. I threw some on the side because I wasn't sure if the kids would actually like the capers, but we got asparagus, we got crab meat, we got rice. We're ready to eat. And then this is round two. This is coming up next. So I pulled everything out and set it aside. So we're gonna get to cooking soup in just a little bit. All right, we came, we saw, we ate, we went on to dinner number 2. So I think I told you this already. Pasta e fagioli, is that how you say it? Which means pasta and beans in Italian. So we're gonna call it pasta and bean soup. So I gathered up all of my ingredients. It does include pasta noodles. I'm not gonna add those today because these are gluten-free and they don't hold up as well overnight in the soup. Since I'm gonna stick in the fridge and reheat it tomorrow, I'll throw these in when I reheat it. So just disclaimer. So we've got diced pancetta. We're gonna start with that. We got our veggies, carrots, celery, onion. I'm gonna chop those up in just a second. I got some green French, let me get it right, French green lentils. These are out of the bulk bin at Costco, Winco. Got some wine, white wine, some minced garlic, and some garbanzo beans, diced tomatoes. So what I do with one of these cans of beans, so I have 2, garbanzo beans and then cannellini beans, is actually take like half the can and put it through the food processor so it's like mushy paste, and add it to the soup at the end, and it gives it like a more creamy texture without having to use any like cream. So that's what I do. We're gonna start by frying up the pancetta in the pan. So I'm gonna warm this up, throw this in. I'm gonna cut the veggies while I'm doing that, and then we'll get going on everything else. Eyes are thoroughly watering from cutting up the onions. Let me cut this open. Oh, there's a peel spot. Didn't see that. You can do it. This does not want to come out. We're gonna fry this up for a few minutes, then add the onions, celery, carrot. Get that going. Add some white wine, get that going. I do also have some chicken broth sitting off to the side. Excuse me. Big thing of chicken broth. So we're going, we're moving. Okay, while that's frying up, I'm going to open this up, drain it, and put half of them in here So yes, I just washed it to reuse it. I like hardly ever use this, and I'm using it 2 times in a row. So just gonna get this going real quick. Okay, beans into the strainer. I'm just gonna put like half of them. Oh, I need to put the plated. That's kind of important. Hopefully I can get that in now. What happens when you rush? You don't pay attention. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm gonna go throw my veggies in the pot while I get this going. Hopefully this works. Trying to remember how I did this last time, because this is not, it's too much of a paste. So I'm just gonna add a little broth to it to help it get a more liquidy. Just winging it, always winging it. That is more like what I want it to be, just like mush. It'll incorporate pretty easy into the soup. Half a cup of white wine. I didn't put the garlic in, so I should probably do that. Love it when I'm just like 100% winging it. Gonna let that boil down, reduce down for a few minutes. I'm going to open up the rest of my stuff. This I'm not going to drain. I'll put it in with the juices. But this one I need to drain, so I'm gonna go do that. Okay, this is cooked down for a couple of minutes now. I'm gonna add pretty much everything else. The tomatoes, the beans, these are all the beans I drained. This is all the broth. I might need to add a little bit of water because I think this was a little shy for the broth, but that's okay. Salt, pepper. I have a sprig of rosemary, and then 2 bay leaves. And the lentils. I think it only calls for like a 1/4 cup of lentils. I'm just putting whatever I have here. It might be a little more than a 1/4 cup. That's okay. I know you're supposed to like go through and rinse them before. I don't. Sorry. I live on the wild side. And then once this is warmed up, I'm gonna add my little bean puree and mix that in real good. And then I'll let it simmer for a little while on the stove before I stick it into the fridge for the night, but I'm done basically. So tomorrow when I reheat it, I'll throw these in and boil those for a few minutes, and then I'm done. So yay, I will thank myself tomorrow. Happy Tuesday morning. I am getting my bread cooked first thing so that it is ready for dinner tonight. So I just need to get it onto a parchment. I've got my Dutch oven that's been heating for an hour now in the oven. So we're getting after it. Okay. So also remembering I have a gluten-free loaf recipe that I want to try out this week. So I'm going to an event this weekend that there's a couple of gluten-free people, and I'm supposed to be bringing bread. So I thought I would try out a gluten-free, kind of like a sourdough loaf, but gluten-free version. Here we go. Shoot.
What?
Pot holder stuck to it. I My daughter wanted you guys to see her epic fort that she built. Oh, this whole thing. Let's see inside. Wow, that's huge. She was gonna sleep in it last night and then decided against it at the last minute, but nice big fort she's been working on for the last day. It's time. Oh, it smells amazing.
It smells amazing. We need to eat it.
Ready for this?
Yeah. Oh, there's so much crust that go up.
It's beautiful. Okay, we made it. We made it to Tuesday. It's 3:30. So Tuesdays, we have to be somewhere fairly early in the evening. Oh no. Sorry, I just noticed my plant is wilting. I think my plant is dying. One of my house plants. Distracted. Sorry. So I'm warming up the soup now. I've got the bread that I cooked this morning. I'll show you. I don't think I showed you. It looks beautiful. And then while I was out today, we took a day trip away with one of my very, very good friends. And I picked up a cinnamon roll for my husband. So he's got a big, huge, I mean, it's huge. It's like the size, it's bigger than my hand. So he can have that after his soup. So right now I'm just bringing this soup to a boil. I'll throw in whatever's left in this box of the noodles. There's probably like a cup left. Oh, what I'm gonna do before that, actually, sorry. I'm trying to watch my carbs right now, like trying not to do too crazy of carbo loading. And I had a BLT sandwich for lunch when we were out on our day trip. And so gonna kind of watch the carbs this evening. So I'm gonna take a couple servings out of this pot and put it in here for myself. So I won't have any noodles. The rest of the family will have noodles. Plus, the recipe calls for Parmesan. So a 1/3 cup of Parmesan. So I'm gonna put a generous 1/3 cup in the pot with the noodles so the rest of my family can have Parmesan in it. Excuse me. And mine will be noodle and cheese free. So this is just finishing up. I also sprinkled some of this cheese in, and I'll leave it out so they can put more on top. This is mine. I put some of my fake cheese in it. Probably won't be the same. And then here's my fresh bread. How amazing does that look? It was a little more moist than I usually make, but it turned out really good. So dinner's served. All right, Wednesday, here we are. I'm really not feeling dinner like at all, but I'm gonna do it anyways. We're gonna do blackened chicken. So I've got a recipe with like all the spices and stuff that you put on it. It's literally called Blackened chicken from allrecipes.com. That I am just getting all of the seasoning out and mixed together. I got a bunch of chicken I pulled out of the freezer a couple hours ago. That is going on right now. I'm just gonna mix this up, coat the chicken, probably spray it with some oil, and then just throw them in the air fryer. And I have sourdough bread. Excuse me, that cayenne I think got in my throat. Yeah, stick this in the air fryer. I've got bread I can slice up to go with it. And I've got some broccoli I can cut up and throw in the oven real quick. So I can pull together food pretty quick, even though I don't want to. Even when I don't want to. So that is a winner. I was gonna do the pad thai tonight, and then I changed my mind because I just didn't want to. Not that it even requires much work, but I just didn't want to. That's all. So the seasoning in this is paprika, cayenne, a Hold on, let me focus. Cumin, thyme, onion powder, white pepper, salt. So mix those together. Sprinkle them on. This doesn't seem like very much seasoning, but that's okay. Sprinkle it on the chicken. Yeah, this calls to cook in the oven. I'm not gonna cook in the oven. I'm just gonna throw it in the air fryer. So here we go. Let me get it rolling and I'll show you everything once it's done. Just winging this. I'm just gonna lay these, they're like little chicken tenderloins. I can speak words. Some of them are still a little bit frozen, so let's take the ones that are defrosted more. I'm gonna do that as our first batch. Literally just gonna like spray them with oil. I'm gonna sprinkle them with seasoning. The other side. Air fryer for the win. Trying to remember which fingers are touching which things. In they go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I'm gonna do 390 for, I don't know, 16 minutes. Sounds good to me. And here I present to you dinner when I don't want to. Dinner when I don't want to. Chicken, I still got some more chicken to cook. I got another batch to do, but chicken, veggies, I even threw some fruit out there. Look at me, a whole rounded meal, and bread. So dinner served on this easy peasy night. Okay, Thursday, here we are, Thursday dinner. So I do have an experiment going on. Can you turn that? Can you turn that down? Do have an experiment going on right now for a gluten-free, no-knead gluten-free like loaf bread. I'll let you know if it turns out. If it turns out, then I'll share the recipe with you. If not, I'm not going to, but I got that going. It's a little experiment because we have a Friends Thanksgiving event this weekend and we have a number of people that are gluten-free in the group now. So I thought I would bring a gluten-free bread along with my sourdough bread. We'll see if it works. Tonight, dinner is, we're gonna do that pad thai recipe again that we did last month. So I am just getting things ready to go. I think I got everything mixed up. Noodles have been soaking for about 25 minutes. So these should be ready as soon as everything else is ready. So this is a recipe I got out of a magazine a long time ago. It's 8 ounces of rice noodles, 6 ounces of snow peas, 1 cup shredded carrot, 2 tablespoons of fish sauce, 2 tablespoons soy sauce, 2 tablespoons lime juice, 3 tablespoons brown sugar, 3 tablespoons ketchup. I got the sauce all mixed up in here. I got the veggies ready, carrots here, snow peas here, and then some oil. Calls for a pound of shrimp. I'm actually going to use chicken tonight, and 2 eggs, some scallions, and some chopped peanuts to put on top. Yeah, I got everything. All I got to do is add the chicken and cook it, add the egg and cook it, add the noodles and cook it, add the sauce, the veggies at some point. I'm kind of doing this a little different than it tells me to, so I'm just reading through to make sure I got everything right. Okay, I think I need more oil. There we go. I have no idea how much chicken I have here. I pulled, I think like 6 or 7 or 8 pieces out of the freezer this morning. I need to drain my noodles real quick. I'm also gonna cook it with some edamame. All I gotta do is throw this in the microwave for a few minutes, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna add the snow peas in, carrots, 2 eggs. Ooh. Okay, noodles in. It's a very precariously full pan. I just need to add my sauce and saute this. And then we're done. We're ready to go. Okay, let me finish this off and then I'll show you everything once it's done. I almost didn't get a video of it. It got dished up real fast, so that's what's left. Here's the edamame to go with it. I got some peanuts and some chives to put on top. And this is what the gluten-free bread's actually, it's looking kind of bubbly. So that's promising. We'll see. I'm pulling the gluten-free loaf out and we'll see. It smells really good, but we'll see if it turned out. It looked pretty flat when I checked on it earlier. It's very flat. Are you ready for this? My dryer's going off. It's so flat. Hot. Hot, hot, hot. Super flat. Well, I guess we'll see in the morning and we'll cut it up and have my son try it. It's kind of comical how flat it is. That's crazy. I did also get my sourdough starter out of the fridge and fed it because tomorrow morning when I wake up, I need to start getting several loaves ready because Saturday we are going to a big Friends Thanksgiving event and I am bringing the bread. So I'm bringing bread and I'm bringing a big fruit platter because it seems like that's all my kids ever eat anytime we do a big Friends Thanksgiving. So I was like, I'll bring that. So I went to the store the other day when I got a ton of fruit. So we have a ton of fruit to cut up Saturday morning and then a ton of bread to bake. So I'm hoping to bake 3 loaves of sourdough. And then if that gluten-free bread turns out, we'll see how it tastes. If that turned out, then I'll make another one of those also because there's a couple of gluten-free folks that would appreciate it. So I got this all fed and I got plenty of starter, I believe. Hopefully I got plenty of starter. So we're at, how many milliliters are we at? 700, so that should be enough to be able to start 3 loaves and then some. So we'll do that first thing in the morning. No, it's a pretend story. I mean, that is a real small person, dwarf. Dwarves do exist. Dwarf people. But this is a pretend story. They're all acting. They're pretending. Okay. We got sourdough going. I got three loaves of sourdough going. I also bought this because I guess I didn't give you the final results from that gluten-free bread that I made. It's super flat, like super flat, but it actually has very good taste and very good texture. So what I was thinking in my head is I'm gonna play around with the recipe some more. I got a spark now, and I'm wanting to play with it and try and perfect it a little more. But one of the things is you cook it in the Dutch oven, but it's like big, wide, right? And so I thought if I could find a smaller one, I don't know if this is oven proof. I'm assuming this is oven proof. I found this at the thrift store today for $5. And it's small, like smaller, like, you know, just a little bigger than my hand. If I put it in a pot that's smaller, it wouldn't have as much room to spread out, and maybe it would dome up a little more. That's my thought process. So we're gonna fiddle with that recipe some more. We're gonna try it out in this pot, maybe, if I find out if it's oven proof. It doesn't say anywhere. I mean, it's just like a cheap, like enamel pot. Enamel, right? That's oven proof. Anyways, yeah, it's really good. We cut it into little slivers and toasted it this morning, and the gluten-free bread was surprisingly good. Even my husband said, like, it's not bad. He doesn't like gluten-free things, so that's saying something. But it's rainy, it's nasty out. It is so nasty out. I should show you our creek right now. It is like buzzing. That creek is going fast. We got 2 extra kids coming over tonight, so I was like, we should make brownies. It's a brownie kind of day. I got this frosting not leftover, but I got this frosting at the grocery outlet. You guys saw that with me, and I thought, it's a good excuse to make brownies. Absolutely a good excuse. So I'm using a recipe from mamaknowsglutenfree.com, and it's just called gluten-free brownies. What is the deal though with websites lately not letting me print out the recipe? It's driving me crazy. You have to enter your email in order to be able to print the recipe out. I don't want to give them my email just so I can print a recipe to try. So I'm just using it on my phone. 1/2 cup of butter melted. And I'm gonna lower the sugar a little bit because, I don't know, I feel like brownies are always extra sweet. And if I'm putting frosting on top of them, that's enough sweetness for me. So it calls for 3/4 cup of granulated sugar. I'm gonna do 1/2 cup. Yes, 1/2 cup. And then it calls for 1/2 cup of brown sugar. I'm gonna do like a scant 1/2 cup. So I just left some like that. And I'm gonna mix this together. Oh, tablespoon of vanilla. Right? Tablespoon. Get all my measuring spoons out. I'll mix this together, and then I'm going to add 2 eggs. One egg, 2 eggs. Mix those in, and then what do we got? 3/4 cup of gluten-free flour, 1/2 cup cocoa, 1/2 teaspoon baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon salt. And then I got the oven preheating to 350 degrees. We're gonna put it in an 8x8 pan. We're gonna bake it for 30 to 35 minutes. All right, here we go. Yum. We're up one extra child, waiting on one other extra child. I'm gonna spread this. It's all cooled now, by the way. It's been sitting out for like an hour and a half. And I'm gonna put some frosting on it, and then I'm gonna be the first one to eat some. So how about that for a rainy Friday? Forgot to show you guys the creek. It's so wet out. So wet. I spun my tires coming up the hill. You proud of me? My off-road skills. I stopped, and I didn't even push the gas very hard or quick, and it spun my tires. That's how wet it is. Spinning my tires on the road, trying to go. That's also what happens when you drive a Jeep for 5 years and then you switch to driving a minivan. Have a little bit of a different driving technique required. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to eat this. Cannot wait. It's been a while since I've had like dessert. I feel like I haven't had any indulgence in a while, so that's happening today and tomorrow. That's happening. And then it's back to the straight and narrow. Put like probably half the canister on. Let's eat this thing. Here we go. That hits the spot. Extra kid night. Extra kid. Look at this. Look at this dish of brownies. Gone. Already gone. Okay, dinner of champions tonight with extra kids in the house. Bonza pizza for the win. Dino nuggets for the win. Okay, I'm cooking these up, and Mom's got the night off. Check this out. This is the ultimate lazy dinner. This is amazing. Okay, Friends Thanksgiving Day. I've already got a loaf of gluten-free that I started early this morning, and I just finished cooking it up. I'm heating up my Dutch oven, my cast iron Dutch oven, to cook up all of my sourdough loaves. And then I pulled out and washed all of the fruit that I need to make my big fruit platter. So I'm kind of lucky that I'm not having to make like a big dish of any kind. Kind of lucked out this year. Last year we hosted Friends Thanksgiving, and it actually wasn't bad, but there's just a lot of prep work. So yeah, I said this year I would bring all the bread and I'd bring all the fruit, because inevitably my kids just eat bread and fruit all night long. And we run around trying to get them to eat some protein, right? Isn't that how it works with big gatherings, family and friend gatherings? The kids just run around wild and drink juice and nibble on stuff, and we try and get them to eat an actual meal. So the fruit will definitely get eaten up by all the children and probably the grown-ups, and hopefully the bread will all get eaten up by the children and the grown-ups. So I went and did like a separate grocery haul to just get a whole bunch of fruit. I didn't film it, but I'll show you what I got. So I grabbed 2 different pineapples. This is just a regular one, and then this is one of those sunburst gold ones. I don't know if I'll need both of them. So I'll cut up the regular one. We'll see. I have this big, huge tray that I'm gonna fill up. Big, huge tray. So I have these 2. We'll decide on what we're cutting up and including. I got at Fred Meyer, which is where I went to get the fruit. They had a sale on grapes. I already washed them and laid them out, and they're dried off, so they're all mixed together. But it was like 99 cents a pound, something like that. So each of these bags was like a couple bucks, maybe, total. So I got a bag of red and a bag of green. I got a big pack of blueberries. This is 18-ounce pack of blueberries. Again, already washed. 2 mangoes. I'll cut these up. It's kind of fun to add something that I don't normally eat around here. tropical fruit that's not often eaten here. I feel like I hardly ever get mango. I love it, but I hardly ever get it. And then these little mini mandarin oranges. So I'll just throw these on top if I feel like we need a filler. Otherwise, I might just hold on to them. We'll see. But before I do anything else, I'm gonna get one of my loaves of bread into the oven. So let me pull my cast iron out. Actually, let me pull my bread out. I had so many loaves of bread, I had to do like a makeshift, what do you call these? These baskets, the baskets that you put the sourdough in and stick it in the fridge. Batten baskets, I think is what they're called. Anyways, I made one out of my colander and I just put like a tea towel in it. So this one is a makeshift. Ooh, that looks nice. Beautiful, huh? Looks perfect. Hopefully it turns out perfect. Oh, I need to remember to pull some butter out of the fridge to take with us too. Yeah, you can do that. Okay, so this is ready for the oven. Sourdough number 1 going in. These are the days I wish I had more than one cast iron Dutch oven because I have to do all 3 separate, but that's okay. Okay, on to fruit platter. So I'm just gonna cut up these grapes. I'm just gonna cut these. If I see bad ones, I'll just toss them. And yeah, just pile these up. So what we're gonna do, Penny, and I'm just gonna cut these into little bits here. And yeah, I just pile it all together. And then we'll get the green ones out.
To make it look fancy, I'm gonna put it to the sides. Oh.
Yeah, you can throw it away.
I'm just gonna go like that.
So Mark makes the green mark. Did you close up all of those nail polishes?
Yeah.
Can you close the lid on that? It smells. It smells like nail polish in here.
This one, it is closed.
No, close the bin. Like put all the nail polish in it and close the lid.
Now it doesn't smell so
It won't smell as much. Okay, we'll save these small ones. What should we cut up first?
Mango.
Mango? Put all the green fishy crackers all over the floor.
Mmm. That's for me.
Just cutting it up like a champ. Got a good platter going so far. We got the grapes, we got the mango, we got one of the pineapples. I still have the sunburst. I think I might save it. Good. And then I will show you guys, I'll try and remember to show you guys our spread for Thanksgiving for dinner. I know the gal that's hosting it is doing a turkey and mashed potatoes and I think stuffing. One of the other reasons I also don't bring a dish, like a typical dish.
Can I put the blueberries in now?
No, we gotta cut this one up. So you can cut it that way and then that way.
I thought we were doing
One of the other reasons I don't typically bring a dish to friends' Thanksgiving, like I'll make like whatever, you know, the typical traditional foods are, but I can't have dairy, and most of like the really good dishes have dairy in them. So I let everybody else make those. In the past years, I've brought in like a veggie dish or dessert or something like that. I think I've always brought the bread. Almost every year I've brought the bread. This is the first year I'm making it like homemade though, so that'll be an upgrade. But yeah, nobody wants like a dairy-free version of a dish. That's not fun. Everybody else wants all the dairy. So I don't want to ruin a dish for anybody. And I just don't eat the things that I can't eat, and that's just fine. There's usually plenty of food to go around, and I'm not missing out on anything. So yeah, that's why I opted to just bring lots of fruit and lots of bread this year. So anyways, okay, got that. We just need to put the blueberries on,
And
the
try to
oranges.
put some of the oranges on.
All right, we're getting there.
There.
Perfect. Okay, oranges.
Can I have the oranges now? I'm okay. Do I like?
I'm really trying to decide whether I should cut this other pineapple. I feel like I will. It'll get eaten, so I should. There is no denying the fact that it will get eaten. So we'll just sprinkle it around. Oh, I love that, Penny. All right, I ended up cutting up the other pineapple and like half of it was rotten. So I cut up what was salvageable from it and just sprinkled around the edges. But I mean, I should weigh this and see how many pounds of fruit I have on this tray. Let me give you an overhead view, and then I need to pull the lid off of my sourdough. I got my first loaf almost done. Look at this beaut. Yeah, I'm really, oh, fly, no, I gotta cover this up now. I'm really curious how many pounds this is, so let me see if I can weigh it. So we basically have like 12 pounds of fruit on this tray. I covered it up because the flies were flying. I'm gonna stick it in the fridge, and I'm gonna go get myself ready to go.